Hey guys, welcome to Beautiful Warrior. My name is Vilma Parrilla. This space is basically being used for us to connect to women and hear their God-given stories. So today we have Yeny Villalta, who is a good friend of mine. Yeny, thank you so much for being here. She's my sister. She's my little sister. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to hear her story. So let's get started. Yeny, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and the season you're currently in?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Vilma, for having me on your show. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, without further ado, so my name is Yeny. I'm a 24-year-old daughter, wife, mother, and sister. And I'm also the host of the podcast, The District Channel. I'm currently engaged to my best friend, Rob, and we have a beautiful newborn who has changed our life tremendously. No sleep. But just briefly, I came to Christ about 2.5 years ago, and it's definitely changed the person I am today, and it continues to do so. And as I mentioned, Rob and I have a newborn, but we're not married. We're just engaged, and that to me was something, as a Christian, it was very deep in my heart. Being a new mother and just being engaged and not in marriage was something that I kind of just kept with me for a while. And it kind of made me feel sort of like guilty and just having all these sort of like negative thoughts in thinking like, oh, wow, I knew better. I knew this. And so it was something that it took a while to kind of get over throughout my pregnancy, even 9 months in, I still had these thoughts actually. And it was something that I was just like, wow, like, Lord, please allow me to just not feel this. Allow me to be able to enjoy this new season of life. And literally, I mean, I kid you not, the Lord, he just always comes through. Like the Lord always comes through because he literally omitted and kept the right people who needed to be in my life. And you, Vilma, of course, you're one of them. So like just being a new mother, it changed so much in my life that like, the Lord, continues to prove to me that he's with me every step of the way. No matter what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, he's there to show me that, he's not here to judge me. And he does it right through the people that are in my life, the things I dream, the things that I just continue to feel in my heart at the moments that I feel like low or just feel like having those guilts,
Yeah. No, thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, this is a new exciting season for you. Definitely, I'm sure very difficult. Everybody that goes through it says that, can say that, can relate. And so in terms of what you just shared and experiencing this new season, can you share a bit about how having a godly community in your life has been of encouragement and support to you in this season you're experiencing now?
Scripture says that because we're better together than we are alone. In Romans 12, 4-5, it says we're better together. So in the community, I literally see God's love through the community I'm in, through the church, through the people that I surround myself with who are believers. And it's even more important because it helps us stay focused on God. We are in a close relationship with other believers. We have people to pray for us, support us, encourage us, exhort us, and serve alongside us. So the whole time, we have everyone who genuinely understand what it means to be a disciple, to be there, to be a believer and love one another. And we get to see that. And that reflects on us. And it also reflects on how we treat our child, So it's like, it just continues to be focused. The focus is on God the whole time. So it's so important to be in a godly community because you're going to continue coming back to God. It's going to keep revolving back to Jesus, to the Holy Spirit. So it's just amazing to see how that in itself can just make you feel so much better, having someone, for example, very quickly, Solid Rock, our church does what they call a meal train, which Vilma, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. You helped set that up for us, where where we were in postpartum, and Rob had to get unpaid paternity leave. People were showing up with, some food for us because we couldn't go out. I was in pain and I was induced. So I had like the worst like after effects and everything. So it was something that to me continues to prove like, wow, these are people that are going out their way during COVID, a whole pandemic, to come and help
Yeah.
us and to just serve us. And that to me, like I said, just continue to reflect God's love and God's purpose for why a community needs to exist and why it exists. It keeps
Yeah.
us sane.
Right. And I love that because it's very true. And I've even seen it to be true in my life. And, for me, it was really important for you to have the support because
Yeah.
again, I'm not a mother myself, but I've seen people that I love that have gone through this season of life. It is a beautiful season, but it also brings, so many challenges in many different forms, physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just really happy that you felt backed up by a community that cares about you. And I think all of us need it. I mean, you've actually been part of my community in times where I'm not doing okay or I
I got mad love you, girl.
and in those moments, honestly, I know I can call you, I can text you, I
Yeah.
can honestly tell you how I'm feeling. And the beautiful part about all that, honestly, always goes back to the fact that I know no matter what, you're always going to lead me back to Christ. Because there's a difference between having people that listen to you and people that are actually going to challenge you and actually going to tell you not just what you want to hear, but actually what you need to hear. So I believe, 100% in the concept of community. So I love that in this season you have that and that it's been a big, important part of your sanity, as you said, because literally that's what we do for one another. So
yeah. No, seriously. Like imagine, I had friends if I wasn't in a godly community and, I used to be myself, always gossiping and doing all these things rather than encouraging, like you said, uplifting one another, we'd probably be like, wow, like I just wouldn't be happy,
Yeah.
We'd be constantly thinking about like other stuff and worldly stuff instead of focusing on what God is trying to say to you,
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's honestly, it's really interesting too, because when you think about the idea of, community and people surrounding you, as a person, we were created for community. God created us to connect and commune with him. So connection to people is important. Nobody wants to be alone. So I love that you have people in your life that can do that. So in terms of what you just actually shared, because you just mentioned like in the past, your relationships. And so I wanted to ask you, in terms of the season you're currently in, what is the difference between how old Yeny before Christ would have handled this season of life versus new creation Yeny that is clinging to Jesus, for her life and for, everything that this season is, but just entirely just on who you are. Like, what would have been the difference between you then and you now?
Yeah. When you said this question or when you just mentioned it, I was just like, man, it's so hard to sort of go back to that and think about that because, again, the Lord has made me a new creation. To me, it's like, wow, how would I, like, just to imagine, I can't even imagine it. But just when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, one for sure is, I mean, I'm hard on myself now. Like I still am and I have those moments, but that's, because I have Rob and people who love me, who support me, I feel better. But back then I feel like if I wasn't in this life with Christ, I'd probably be so hard on myself that I'd just be miserable. Like I would just constantly be saying like, wow, I'm doing a bad job. I'll just be so unhappy. I'd probably just be always amargada,
Yeah.
So just like that type of like energy, and that's not something or someone I want to be. So I was thinking about that and I was like, wow, like to know like that's how I would have reacted back then. Cause I see myself, there's moments where, for example, like, she doesn't sleep through the night. And there's moments where I can just be like, like going crazy and everything. But the Lord really just calms me down and just say, you know what, she's a baby, she's a newborn, she doesn't have the idea of what's day and night, like we do. We're adults, have patience. And I think about like, well, I was a baby too. So, like I probably was annoying my mother and my father. So
We all were.
Just having those moments, I'm just like, okay, definitely now, like I can see that the Lord has definitely molded me into this sort of, obviously this new mother, this new being that I just feel like, okay, like I definitely have more patience. I have much more love towards myself, and that reflects upon others. Because if back then I didn't really love myself. I'd obviously be reflecting that on other people, because it's, whatever flows from your mouth flows from your heart. So it's like, thinking of that, I was just like, yeah, that's probably, thank God the Lord, came through, because I would have been like when I compare myself back then, right? And I'm just like, dang, like I'm a whole new person now. And just like thinking about, like you said, you obviously, when we go back to the moments where you see like, or you remember the things you did before, how you were, it's like, wow, Lord, like no one can tell me God ain't real. Like, people try to say
Right.
like, oh, well, this and that. I'm like, no, no, like you don't understand. You have to like experience yourself to
Amen.
understand. Like I be like, the
Yeah.
Lord, the Lord.
No, it's true. That's real. It really is, because
Yeah,
only you know the level of you know how hard you'd fallen, I mean, how low you were when the Lord reached you. Like, only we are aware of that, how much the Lord has done for us. And so I think
yeah,
it is beautiful, and it's very encouraging to see that happen for you, and to see, where you're headed. And so, going to the next thing, like, as you are now a mom, what is something that you feel that you want to pass on to your child, now that you're a mother, but you're a mother who trusts in the Lord, who is
yeah.
clinging to the Lord? What is something, would you say, is the most important thing for you that you would want to give your baby girl?
Yeah. So I mentioned this, I do YouTube video and vlogs and all that. So I mentioned in one of my recent YouTube videos, it was a Get Ready With Me video, where I kind of sort of told my testimony and my upbringings. And I mentioned how my parents, to this day, but they're kind of slowly, the Lord is like changing them a bit, but they were sort of these, the conservative parents who didn't really show affection. They weren't loving towards us. They were always strict. And to me, it was something that I needed, because at that time when I was, getting older, I needed to see that, because I always saw that from other
Mm,
parents. And I was just like, wow, like my parents weren't like that. My parents didn't go support me when I had soccer games or this and that. They never really there. And, their excuse was like, oh, that's how they were brought up. And I was like, well, that's not how I want to, if I had children, that's not how I want to teach them, to be as a person. And, that's why I think the Lord obviously put that in my heart. And I think intentionally, for sure, gave me, gifted us a baby girl,
mm.
because I really thought we were gonna have a boy, which is like the funniest thing. I really thought we were gonna have a boy for some reason, and then out of nowhere, because it was just like a baby girl,
Yeah.
like, and I was like, okay, well, and something in me, it clicked when we found out the gender. I was like, a baby girl. I was like, the Lord, at that moment, I just felt in my heart, I was like, you want me to show her the love that I didn't get, when I was growing up. And I think that one of the most important thing is love, because if you think about a lot of the youth now, or the younger teens and everyone, like the reason a lot of them are going through the wrong path is because they're not being shown the love. They're not being giving the attention, the care, just that those moments of listening to them, like that just all comes back to love. And I want to be able to love my baby girl. Obviously I'm going to fail in moments, or just not know what to do in moments, but the main
Right.
idea is love, right? Because God is love. So it's just
Yeah.
coming back to that idea of loving her and providing that security for her, and
Mhm.
just continue to show her that abundant love. So that to me was definitely one of the main things that clicked when I, just becoming a mother, and what I want to pass down to my child.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. And it's really beautiful how the Lord intentionally, you feel that the Lord intentionally gave you a baby girl to sort of
Yeah.
redeem part of what you felt, was broken in your life, for some time. So I love that. And I love too that you process as well that we're not perfect, and perfection
Yeah.
is never reached, which is why we cling to the grace of the Lord to be able to do everything, including parenting. So I
Yeah.
love that. And I'm really happy, I'm really proud of you. I know
Thank you.
this journey, your journey, has not been easy, but it's beautiful to see how you blossom. You've definitely bloomed, in the Lord. And this is only the beginning. I mean, like
For
there's so
sure.
much more to be written of your story. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be part of it.
Same.
I'm excited to see baby girl grow, and continue to see you blossom into the woman of God that God intended you to be. So, in terms of, as we start to wrap up here, this is so much fun. I love this. I love this time with
No,
you.
this is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to just like listen to all the other powerful women that you're going to have here, women of Christ, and just beautiful warriors who are going to
Yeah.
share their testimony. This is amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm excited. I'm excited also. And as we, just wrap up, what is something that you can share, any encouragement to uplift women that perhaps are in the same season? What is something you want to leave them with? Perhaps a young woman who's going through the exact same thing you're going through, a new mother, someone who can connect to your story. What is something that you can leave with them as encouragement?
Yeah, well, one is you are not alone. As you know, as you're listening to me and pretty sure other women, just know that you are not alone. We are going through this together. And if you need someone, you have me, you have Vilma, you're going to have a whole other community of beautiful warriors who are going to be here to support you and uplift you. So do not feel like you are going through this alone. Even the moments where at the middle of the night or, at 1 a.m. or whatever it is, when you feel like you just can't do this or it's too much, just continue to remember that this baby girl or baby boy is counting on you. You are the provider for them. You are nurturing them. So just think of that and hold on to that the Lord trusted you so much that, to nurture this human being. So just know that in itself is such an honor and a blessing to have. And so just continue to have that in your heart. And this is one of my favorite Bible verses. It's Proverbs 31, verses 28 to 31, where it says, "Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all." So know that no matter what, if you compare yourself to another mother or whatever it is that you compare yourself to, or you're thinking you're not doing a good job, just know that the Lord, again, trusted you so much that he chose you, you to be a mother, to be that wife, to be that provider, just that nurturer. So just continue to hold on to that in your heart. And, like I said, I can always pray for you if you need prayer. I'm sure, of course, Vilma as well. We can both pray for you or whatever it is. Just know that we are here for you and that you are loved. So continue to, again, have that in your heart no matter what you're going through.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sis.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. And the reason why I laughed a little or smiled when you said that is because that last verse you read is actually one of the base verses for this ministry. It's many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Obviously, he's referring to a woman who's decided to cling to Jesus. So I love that. I love that you connected that, to who you are and to the encouragement you're providing other women. Again, it has been such a pleasure, such an honor. Actually, if there are women, that are listening to this right now, if, they would like to connect to you because they connected to your story, could you provide them with perhaps your email or ways they can get in contact with you so that, they have someone to reach out if they would like to speak to you for further individual encouragement?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. My handles are LLV Yeny, YENY VLL, and my email is Yeny Villalta VILLALTA @gmail.com. Please feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, I'm always here to listen or to be here for prayer, whatever it is you need. I am here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We bless you in all of your projects, your life, your baby girl. Thank you for being with us. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time you will see Yeny Villalta on here. I love you, sis. God bless you. Thank you again for stopping by.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, thank you for listening. If you would like to connect with me, you can follow us at Beautiful Warrior Ministry on Facebook and Instagram. If you need support, prayer, or desire sisterhood, I am here to serve you. Don't forget to tune in next week for our new episode. Blessings!